All right, so welcome back to the deep dive. And this week, while our algorithms have been busy little bees, they've been sifting through a mountain of Pokemon TCG Pocket chatter, trying to figure out, what's got players buzzing.
It's like we're taking the temperature of the community, right?
Yeah.
What strategies are people excited about? What features are they begging for? And of course, what are the most spectacular meltdowns?
Oh, always got to have those meltdowns, keeps things spicy. But seriously, though, we've got some juicy insights to share this week.
Absolutely. So let's dive right in.
Okay, so first up, we have to talk about this. This is, well, we're calling it the no privacy deck.
Oh yeah, the no privacy deck.
So picture this. You sit down for a pocket match. You're all ready to go, right? And then you realize your opponent, they just know everything, every card in your hand, even what you're about to draw next.
It's like playing poker with your cards face up, but only they can see them.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened to this one player who shared their experience on, well, the internet. They were up against this kind of meme deck that used Unown and Hand Scope.
Yeah, hand scope, that's the card that lets you see the top card of your opponent's deck, right?
Right, but the way this deck was built, it basically meant the opponent knew their entire hand the whole time.
It's a pretty unique psychological tactic because, like, in a card game, so much of it is about hidden information, right? You're
Yeah.
trying to outsmart your opponent, bluff them, but this deck, it throws all that out the window.
Yeah, it's like less about the cards themselves, more about like the power of knowledge. And, the reactions in the comments were priceless. One person said it was like playing chess against Magnus Carlsen, like, the chess grandmaster.
Oh yeah, Magnus Carlsen, he's like the best in the world.
Yeah, so I mean, imagine trying to outsmart that guy. You're already 5 steps behind before you even make a move.
I'd just resign immediately.
Right. And another comment was like, I see all in this game of chess. Wait, are those vibrations? Like, they were legit spooked.
I mean, I can see why, right? It's got to be pretty unsettling to have your opponent know every move you're going to make.
Yeah, it's like they can see your future. And then there were like the really needy comments. Someone said, anarchy chess breaches containment, which, if you don't know, is a whole other internet rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, I've seen those memes.
Yeah, they get pretty wild. And then someone just drops this, that's interesting, Kramnik, which, for context, is a quote from another famous chess player.
That's like the most understated reaction ever.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, oh, you're reading my mind. Interesting. Anyway, it just shows, like, how diverse the Pocket community is. You got people super into the strategy, referencing top-level chess, and then you got folks bringing in memes from, like, the depths of the internet.
It's a beautiful mix.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, there were the Yu-Gi-Oh! Comparisons. Someone shouted out Yu-Gi-Oh! And their opponent, Maximilian Pegasus.
Ah, Pegasus, the OG Mind Reader.
Exactly. He's the classic villain who can, see your cards. And then another person quoted, like a classic bad guy line, I know every move you'll make before you can even make it.
It's like this unknown player was channeling their inner anime villain.
They were totally owning the role. Oh, and there was this one comment that really made me laugh. Someone wrote, this is the meta of the future. 12JK.
12JK, what's that? Like a new card combo?
So apparently it means half joking, which just made it even funnier.
Internet slang. Gotta love it.
Yeah, but seriously though, strategically speaking, this deck, it does have some drawbacks.
Oh, for sure.
Like one person pointed out, just because you know what your opponent's going to do doesn't mean you won't still mess up.
Yeah, you can still make a bad play, even with all the information in the world.
Exactly. But then another commenter was like, honestly, more power to him. This is an amazing tactic.
Sometimes it's not just about winning, right? Sometimes it's about sending a message.
Oh, absolutely. And then the conspiracy theories started flying. Some folks were convinced the opponent only conceded to mess with the original poster's head.
Wow. That's next level psychological warfare.
I know, right? Like playing the long game. Then, of course, everyone started brainstorming counters to this deck. People were like, oh, you got to use cards that force your opponent to shuffle their hand.
Makes sense. If they can't see your hand, they can't read your mind.
Right. Someone even brought up like the whole concept of perfect information games like chess where everything is visible. And they were like, this Unown Hand Scope combo, it's trying to turn Pocket into that.
It's like a whole different way to play the game.
It is. And the original poster, they actually gave some more context. They said their opponent was a high-level player, with all the badges.
So it wasn't just some random newbie pulling a prank.
No, this was like a deliberate strategy. And apparently they were using the basic Unown art, not even a fancy one.
Which just makes it even more, I don't know, like Intentional.
Yeah, it's like they were going for the ultimate understated flex. And the comments, oh man, they were hilarious. You had people just saying they were dying of laughter.
The internet loves a good mind game.
It does. Someone even shared a picture that perfectly captured, like, the smug look of the unknown player. You could practically see them smirking through the screen.
Oh, I gotta see this.
I'll send it to you later. But yeah, it was a whole thing. And then there were the comparisons to other card games. Someone mentioned this MTG deck called Lantern Control, which is apparently all about controlling your opponent's draws.
Ah, MTG.
Yeah.
Always a good source of inspiration.
And another person brought up this old disruptive deck from the physical Pokemon TCG, the Sably Shovel deck. So, I mean, it's not like this kind of strategy is totally unheard of.
No, definitely not. It's interesting to see how it's evolving in Pocket.
Right. And this one newer player, they said they were actually glad to see something different, something beyond just like hitting each other as hard as possible.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
A little variety is always nice.
Oh, and the references, they just kept coming. Someone brought up Death Note, another person dropped the iconic potato chip line, and someone else called the deck's creator a mad genius.
The internet's a weird and wonderful place.
It is. And then someone suggested the opponent probably celebrated their win by watching the Spice Girls movie. I don't even know what that means, but it's hilarious.
I mean, why not? Celebrate your mind game victory with some girl power.
Exactly. But, you know, not everyone was laughing.
Oh, yeah, there's always got to be some drama.
Right. So there was this little back and forth in the comments where the original poster called out some negativity.
People get heated about card games sometimes.
They do. And then there was this whole debate about whether getting frustrated at games is unhealthy.
Oh, wow. That's deep.
I know, right? Like existential crisis in the Pokémon TCG subreddit. And then, believe it or not, someone actually argued that the no privacy deck wasn't even that good.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds pretty strong to me.
I know, right? But hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And then there was this really obscure reference to a Jonah Magnusilius Bouchard deck, which I'm not even going to try to explain.
Some things are best left unexplained.
Exactly. And of course, we had the automod reminding everyone to keep things civil and on topic.
Gotta love the automod. Always keeping the peace.
All right, so moving on. Next up, we got to talk about bright mode.
Ah, yes. Bright mode. The community's been clamoring for this one.
They have. And it's not hard to see why. Apparently, the current interface, it's a little dim.
A little too easy on the eyes, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So someone posted this concept design for a bright mode, and it blew up. Like, over 5,000 upvotes.
Wow. That's a lot of people who want a brighter Pocket experience.
Yeah, they do. And the comments, oh man, they were a trip. Someone compared the current mode to LeBron James, implying it's already pretty bright.
LeBron James. That's a new one.
I know, right? But then there were all these "you are my sunshine" comments, and someone even brought up this like super dark Pokemon fan theory about that song.
Oh, no, not the sunshine theory.
I know, it's a whole thing. Anyway, it just goes to show like the internet can take something innocent and make it pretty dark.
Yeah, the internet's good at that.
It is. Oh, and the Yu-Gi-Oh references, they made a comeback. Someone shouted out, "The heart of the cards."
Never gets old.
I know, right? And the original poster, they even shared a meme of Yugi playing Pocket with like a blindingly bright screen.
That's dedication.
It is. Then there was this idea for a no contrast mode, followed by like a flood of joke images showing screens that were so bright they'd burn your retinas.
I can practically feel the eye strain.
Right. The internet's so good at visual humor. Oh, and we even had an Elon Musk comparison, which was quickly defended with a "put some respect on Limmy's name."
Limmy, the Scottish comedian.
The one and only. See, I told you, the Pocket community, they're all over the place.
The melting pot of pop culture.
It is. But yeah, in terms of bright mode, it seems like everyone's pretty much on board.
I mean, who doesn't want a more visually appealing game?
Right. So hopefully Danae is listening. All right, next up, we got to talk about this. This was just, I don't know, pure audacity.
This is the one with the Gible, right?
Yeah. So this player, they were tired of not pulling the full art Gible, so they decided to just take it.
Wait, take it like from their opponent?
Yep. During a match, they even shared a picture of the Gible on their side of the board.
That's bold.
It is. And the comments, oh man, they were gold. One person said they'd open like 180,000 Yu-Gi-Oh packs and never pulled Relinquished.
Ouch. That's rough.
I know, right? And the original poster was like, just keep pulling that Bakura pack. You'll get it eventually.
The pain of bad pull rates is universal.
It is. Then someone else said this new card was even more toxic than Cyrus and demanded hand traps. Like they were treating the stolen Gible like a legit game mechanic.
I love the commitment to the bit.
I know, right? And then other person was like, can we trade? I have 10 Gibles.
Oh, the trading debate. That's a whole other can of worms.
It is, but it just shows how much the community wants that feature.
For sure. Trading's a huge part of the physical TCG.
Yeah. Anyway, the original poster, they just kept rolling with the joke. They were like, wish I'd thought of this sooner. Would have saved me so much grinding.
I mean, if you can just steal the cards you want.
Right. And when someone asked if they were running Lucario, they were like, nah, I can just take that too.
That's the spirit.
And then, of course, more Yu-Gi-Oh! Nostalgia. People were talking about Relinquished, Thousand Eyes, and then this whole debate about how long Yu-Gi-Oh! Card text is.
It can get pretty wordy.
It can. And then someone asked this genuinely innocent question about Pokemon rulings and 0 HP, and the response was just like pure bewilderment.
Different games, different rules.
Exactly. Oh, and someone called the Dibble a new and improved Ditto, which I thought was pretty clever.
Ditto stealing cards. Now that's a meta I can get behind.
Right. And then there was this correction about Relinquished Equip effect, which someone cleverly tied into the Change of Heart card from Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's all connected.
It is. And the ultimate TCG goal. Profit. Someone else said they'd pulled like 1 million Raiches, and another person demanded Thousand Eyes EX in Pocket.
The gotcha gods are fickle.
They are! Oh, and to top it off, someone suggested a Dial Garcias Link Summon strategy for an easy win.
Link summoning in Pocket.
Yeah.
Now that's something I'd like to see.
Right. It's just like pure chaos. But, you know, it's all in good fun. The controversial comments were pretty minimal. Mostly people just not getting the joke or the automod doing its thing.
Yeah, it seems like everyone was mostly in on the fun.
They were. All right, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about some actual card analysis. There's this new Charizard card that dropped, and the question on everyone's mind is, are we stoked?
A new Charizard. That's always big news.
It is. So this one's a Charizard EX, and it has this 1 energy attack that adds 3 energy to itself. And then it has a 5 energy attack that does 150 damage.
Sounds pretty powerful.
It does, but the community's pretty divided on whether it's actually good.
What are the arguments against it?
So some people brought up the fact that the Hero's Cape card is so common right now, which means a 150 damage knockout is unlikely.
Yeah, that's a good point. Cape makes it harder to take out Pokemon in one hit.
Right. And they were saying that the older Charizards might still be better because they can hit harder, even if it takes an extra turn.
So the debate about speed versus power.
Yeah, exactly. And someone else said that the older Charizard usually only needs to attack twice to win anyway.
True. If you can knock out 2 Pokemon in 2 turns, that's usually game over.
Right. And then another person suggested just using Moltres EX instead because it can accelerate energy even faster.
Moltres is a good card. I've definitely lost to it a few times.
Yeah, it's a powerhouse. But there were also folks defending the new Charizard.
What are their arguments?
Well, they say that the new Charizard is more self-sufficient because it can accelerate its own energy.
So you don't need to rely on another Pokemon like Moltres.
Right. And someone else pointed out that it can attack every turn after it's set up, which some of the older Charizards can't do.
That's a definite advantage.
Yeah, it is. But then, of course, some people were just lamenting the fact that it's another Charizard EX.
It seems like there's a new Charizard EX every other set.
I know, right? And then others were all about the shiny Charizard. They were like, I don't care if it's good, I just want it.
Gotta love the shiny hunters.
Right. And then there was this whole discussion about how many Charizard cards exist in the real world and how much they cost.
I'm pretty sure I saw a first edition Charizard going for like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, it seems like the jury's still out on this new Charizard.
I guess we'll have to see how it performs in the meta.
Exactly. All right, so the last thing we got to talk about is the Shining Revelry trailer. It dropped, like, out of nowhere, and the subreddit exploded.
Surprise trailer drops, always a good way to get the hype going.
Yeah, but this one, it caused a bit of a stir. A lot of people were complaining about the release schedule. Like, they're dropping new sets almost every month.
It's a lot of new cards to keep up with.
It is, especially for free-to-play players. They were like, RIP my Hourglass, RIP my pack point.
Yeah, it can be tough to keep up with the power creep when new sets are coming out so fast.
And the lack of universal pack points was a big complaint, too.
Yeah, that makes it harder to save up for the sets you really want.
Exactly. And there were even concerns about, like, power creep and a lack of truly new EX card designs.
So it's not just the quantity of cards, but also the quality.
Right. But, some people were just excited to see a new trailer. They were like, I can't believe they dropped this so soon.
The element of surprise is always fun.
It is. And there was this one person who accurately predicted the release date, which was pretty impressive.
Maybe they have insider info.
Maybe. And then, of course, the Arceus meme response. Right on cue.
Never disappoints.
Never. And there was some discussion about the starter deck missions. People were wondering if it's a new game type.
That would be cool. Some new content to shake things up.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, and someone said they wanted a Bidoof EX, which, why not?
B2VX, the ultimate meme card.
Right. But yeah, the overall sentiment was like releases are happening too fast.
I can see that. It can be overwhelming.
It can. And Dine's focus on monetization was definitely called out. Some people were like, they're just trying to get us to spend more money.
Well, they are a business.
True, but it's a balancing act, right? You want to make money, but you also want to keep your players happy.
Exactly. It's a tough line to walk.
It is. Oh, and the ramp Charizard in the trailer, people were comparing it to existing strategies.
So it might not be as revolutionary as some people were hoping?
Maybe not. And there was some excitement for a Bibarel EX, which, is always good for a laugh.
Gotta love the meme Pokemon.
Right. And then the red trainer card and Iona were revealed, which sparked a lot of discussion about the potential meta shifts.
The meta's always changing, which is what keeps the game fresh.
It does. But yeah, the controversial comments, they were mostly negative. People were complaining about the release schedule, the shiny cards, and just the general feeling that the game's too pay to win.
It seems like the trailer, while exciting, also brought up some underlying frustrations.
It did. But hey, that's the Pocket community for you. Passionate, opinionated, and always ready to share their thoughts.
It's what makes it so interesting.
It does. So on that note, that's a wrap for this week's deep dive.
We covered a lot of ground today.
We did. From mind-reading Pokemon to bright mode wishes, stolen Gibles to fiery Charizard debates, and of course, the trailer drop chaos. It's never a dull moment in the Pocket universe.
Definitely not.
So listeners, we got to know, what do you think is the biggest challenge or opportunity facing Pokemon TCG Pocket right now?
We've seen a lot of different perspectives this week, but we want to hear yours.
Let us know in the comments. And until next time, happy battling.
See you next week.
Bye.